speaking to me now, Welsh lightweight boxer Gavin Gwynne. Gavin, thanks for your time this afternoon, mate.
Yeah.
How has lockdown been treating you?
At the start, it was a bit. I was a bit down, obviously, because we had the show. It was supposed to be in May, wasn't it? So I was a bit gutted, just depressed, really, more than anything. I couldn't go work, couldn't go out to the house, so I was a bit down on myself. But and I had a word with obviously my trainer, Tony Borg, and then he got us all back on track training, and it just lifted us. Well, it lifted all of our spirits. I think we were all the boys who were on the show. I think we were all just gutted for that. Not the actual fact that we were in the pandemic. It was just the fact that obviously the show was cancelled, and obviously my title fight was off. But then we realised how bad this thing was, like, sort of thing. But yeah, it was just depressing time, but didn't it, really?
Yeah, because of course, for people who don't remember, I think it was 9th of May was the date you were on a massive show. The first time Matchroom brought a big show back to Wales in the Motor Point, as opposed to one of the smaller shows they put on sometimes. And you were one of those guys who got the call. You were one of the feature fights of the night, and it was a great chance for you to put a statement out there to the British public.
Yeah, probably. I can't remember the last time. I think it was. I think Lee headlined. I think I put a status up. I went to watch Lee. I think it was against Rendell Munro for the European title. The last time they went to the Motor Point. I'm sure Anthony Joshua was on the undercard against Dorian Darch. Was that the one?
Yeah, I think that was the one. Yeah, Gavin Rees and
Gary Buckland. Yeah,
Buckland, the rematch, I think, as well. I think.
Yeah. Well, the first was it the first one or the rematch? I can't really remember.
I think it must be the rematch. I'm guessing, I could be wrong, mind. I guess it must be the rematch, because they had the rematch in the Motor Point as well, didn't they? Yeah.
So I was down there watching that one, and and then I had my chance to be like one of the main fights on the undercard, like, so. I was a bit gutted, like, do you know what I mean? But obviously, things happen for a reason, don't they? So.
Yeah. So I mean, how have you managed to keep yourself motivated during the lockdown? Because I'm guessing it would be quite easy for you to just sort of say, I'm not training, I'm not going to eat right, I'm just going to turn into a normal human being as opposed to a professional athlete.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I did for like 2 weeks. Like, I'm not a big drinker anyway, so it's more about the food. Like I probably, like, I don't go really big, but I'm a big lightweight as it is, but that is probably the heaviest I've ever been. So I probably went up to close to like 11.5 stone. But and then Tony had a word with me and said, look, it's just one of them times you gotta try and push through it. You gotta train. It's more mentally. It's more about mentally training your mind more than anything. So I just trained through it, just ticked over, started eating clean, and then I had another phone call then. So it was a bit of good news, and I'm glad now that I did train all the way through it, and I kept my weight reasonably low. Like, do you know what I mean?
So you mentioned a phone call and a bit of good news. What can you tell us about it?
Obviously, I can't say a date, but I can say that I'm going to be fighting James Tennyson. It's going to be behind closed doors. I know Eddie have put a couple of posts up on Instagram, Twitter, and things like that about this fight camp. So I think it's going to be on one of them. Just waiting on the final date now. I think it's going to be towards the end of July. So I'm just getting fit now. Head down, ass up, and just training flat out now. So yeah.
I mean, so I guess when Eddie Hearns announced that he's going to be having these shows in his garden, I guess every single boxer in Britain wanted to get on that card, because it's going to be a massive event in just that. It's going to be a return of boxing. So just how did you find out that you were going to be one of the chosen boxers? I think it's only going to be 5 fights on the card, if I'm right in saying. So it's only 10 fighters. Just describe how you found out that you were going to be one of the chosen 10.
Yeah, so obviously my manager, Chris Saniger, he rang me up and he said, how do you feel about taking this fight? Obviously, because we can't train in Wales at the moment, can we? So I was thinking, oh, how am I gonna, I can't train in my garage for probably one of the hardest fights I've ever had. Like, do you know what I mean? It's not like a British level fight. It's more of a European level title fight.
Yeah.
So we had a word, and we knew the gyms were going to be opening back up in England. So a day later, I said, yeah, I want the fight. I don't care. I'll fight him wherever. Like, I'm a fighter deep down, and so that just come out to me. I was just buzzing, and I was just like, yeah, right, I'm winning this title and bringing it back to Wales no matter what. Like, so.
So what details have you been given regarding how you're going to be able to fight during lockdown with the isolation and everything else?
Obviously, we can't do no sparring. It's just good pad work with like Tony, but he's got to wear the masks and things like that. But like, we still can't train in any of the gyms in Wales at the moment. So I'm travelling up to England nearly every other day now just to train. So I'm lucky. I got a great sponsor on board, Gwynn Motor Company. They give me a car, look, so that's a massive help for me. So that's all I got to do is put fuel in the car, and off I go up to England every other day now. So.
And am I right in saying as well that for this fight, you're going to be training full time as opposed to working another job as well?
Yeah, look, I was off work due to Corona because my missus works in the NHS, so we didn't have no childcare. Unless I was a key worker, they wasn't going to give us childcare, look, so we didn't have no one to look after our boy, so I had to stay home and look after our boy. But I went back to work for 2 weeks. I just finished now last week, so yeah, I'm going to be training full time. That's just all down to my sponsors as well. That is ensuring I got all my bills are paid, and yeah, I'm not out of pocket sort of thing.
Yeah, and just pass on our regards to your missus as well, doing a brilliant job for the NHS during this really difficult time for everyone.
Yeah,
so boxing in Eddie Hearns' garden, or the Matchroom HQ garden. I've actually been there for a press conference about 10 years ago or so. Have you been there? Have you looked at the actual venue, if that's the right description?
I am actually been there myself. I've seen like the videos and things like that, and how the layout is going to be. I think it's going to be like a sort of like a studio setup in the back garden. Obviously, the ring, they'll have to have a canopy over there as well, just in case it rains, because we don't know where it's going to be like. So yeah. It is what it is. They could set up 4 posts, knock them into the ground, and it's a fight at the end of the day. I don't bother me. Like.
And have they said what the scenario is going to be for you regarding isolation in a hotel, getting tested before the fight? I mean, have you got to hang around after the fight to be tested again? I mean, do you understand the details of that yet?
Not so much. They haven't told me any of that yet. I think we got to go up there like a couple of weeks before, obviously get tested, and then we got to isolate ourselves then for I don't know how long, and then obviously after the fight we'll probably have to isolate again then before we go home to our families, which is I'd rather do that safer. Obviously, I know James got a young family as well, and myself, so we don't want to be putting anyone at danger, like so.
And what do you think it's going to be like for you boxing open air, which is that a new experience for you? Have you boxed open air before?
No, I haven't boxed open air before. Obviously, I boxed, I can't remember which tournament it was. Box for Wales. It's off the top of my head now, I can't really remember. And it was literally no one there. It was just like an empty stadium, and the only people who were there, we were like the last 2 fights on, so all the teams had gone.
Right.
Because normally you get the teams round supporting each other. So it was literally, I think it was Mark James and Colin Jones was in the corner, and obviously the other side, and they cornermen, and that was it. Like, so I've experienced fighting when there's no one in the arena, sort of thing. So I don't think it's gonna bother me, if I'm honest.
And I know some boxers say that the crowd affects them and they can actually hear the crowd, whereas other boxers say they can just hear the general noise, but they don't hear anything specific. So will that affect you in any way?
I always get like a big following, don't I? So like it gives me a buzz. When I go into the ring, it gives you that like extra boost. So you think you can't go losing tonight now, because all these people here paid good money to come and watch you, sort of thing. So it gives you a boost. And like when you got to dig down deep as well, and they're all like chanting and going nuts, because my crowd are crazy. Like, yeah, so it does give you a boost, but obviously we both gonna be in the same boat, aren't we? So just got to deal with it when the time comes. You just got to deal with it, sort of thing.
And have they told you, the Board of Control and your management, Chris Saniga, how many cornermen are you going to be allowed? Do you know?
I'm not too sure, but I think we probably be allowed, like obviously McCutman, Billy Reynolds, and then my trainer Tony Borg, and then Chris Saniga. So it's only 3. So I think we'd be allowed them 3 there. I think that would be okay, because I've been watching the UFC, and they were allowed. I'm sure it's 3 cornermen. So if we're going off the same rules as them, I think I think we'd be all right. Like.
One thing from watching some of the UFC contests with the no crowd is that you can hear the advice of the trainers totally clearly, and actually during the contest as well.
Yeah.
Will that be a difference, do you think?
It probably will, because obviously, when you're sparring, there's no one in the gym. You've obviously been there. So you could hear like the coaches telling us what to do, and then you could see us doing it like 20 or 30 seconds later, trying them shots out. So I think it'll be it should be better. I know it shouldn't. You can listen to your corner more clearly. I think it'll work well.
I think it's probably going to be stranger for the fans watching on television than maybe it actually will be for the boxers.
Yeah, definitely. Like you'll be able to hear the punches as well. Like normally you can't hear the punches, so they probably don't even look as hard when you're out in the crowd, because it's all you can hear is everyone chanting. But once you can hear the slaps and the big shots going in there, they be thinking, Jesus, it's a bit more brutal then, sort of thing. So I think it'll be more entertaining for the fans.
I think with the UFC as well, just going back to that, as you mentioned it there about the noise of the punches, I think for a lot of people, the majority of boxing fans watch boxing via the television. They don't actually go to shows or to gyms. So I think it's going to be a whole new experience for boxing fans, being able to hear the noises, being able to hear the punches to the body, the head, when the clash of heads as well, which is, if you're ever close to the ring, it's a sickening sound when 2 heads clash together. So it'll be a whole new experience for fans watching on television. And I guess you're going to be part of boxing history, really, British boxing history, and fighting in this unique times.
Yeah, like I said to Tony, we were on the way up Bristol the other day. I said, any mad, like in 20 years' time, we're gonna say to each other, remember that time? Remember that time we went up to Eddie Hearns' garden and had a fight in his back garden? Like, so it's weird, like, but
I can just imagine as you and Tony, like the 2 old guys in the Muppets, just cracking over there. Remember, Gavin.
Yeah, it's weird, like, but obviously go down in history anyway, winning a British title, but doing it in that fashion as well. I'm buzzing for it, and I can't wait. Like, I really can't wait.
And we've been talking over, was it 20 minutes or so? We haven't even mentioned the fight itself. So, I mean, the fight, a really tough fight for you. Possibly the most dangerous puncher you faced as a pro, I'm guessing. So what's your thoughts on the actual fight itself?
Yeah, he's probably the biggest puncher in the lightweight division, probably in the world. He's probably got the highest knockout record in our division, like so. But I think his styles make fights, and I think we made for each other. To be honest with you, and I just think I got the beating of him. I'm so confident. It's unbelievable. Like he's nowhere near he hasn't got nowhere near the boxing ability as Joe, who I fought last time. So, like his boxing ability is not the best, but he always got that punch, and I think he carries that power all the way through the rounds as well, up until the 12th round. So it's going to be exciting fight for the all 12 rounds, and I got to be on my guard like all of the rounds, like so. But we be preparing for everything possible. Like before the lockdown started, we had all the middleweights, so I was sparring the middleweights. Jordan. We were going to get what's his forgot his name. He's in my gym. Flew off the top of my head.
Lloyd, is it?
Jamie Cox.
Jamie, yeah, Jamie.
We're going to get rounds because we got the bigger boys, and they're obviously not going to be laying off on me because I'm a lot smaller. But just that more of the strength, so he's inside all the time, putting the pressure on me. So we were preparing for everything possible, really.
So in a fight like this, do you and Tony sit down and discuss a plan? Do you sort of, boxers sometimes talk about plan A, plan B, or are you a type of guy who leaves Tony deal with that type of thing, and Tony just says, right, this is the way we're going to fight this?
No, like what we do is we have a sit down and have a little look at a couple of his fights, and I don't really like watching the fighters I'm going to face. I'm just there, like physically. I'm not even watching the fights, like sort of thing. But Tony like takes loads of things, and he'll say to me, look, that's an opening, but there we can pick on that, up on that sort of thing, and then he'll tell me what shots to throw, and then we'll take that into pad work and sparring and wherever else. And
yeah, and of course, Tennyson's last fight was against Craig Evans, former stablemate of yourself. I mean, have you spoke to Craig about the fight, and have you discussed it?
Yeah, again, before lockdown, me and Craig were sparring. Obviously, we're good friends, and so he just, I'm not going to say it on camera, but he told me a load of things, like, so I took a load of positives from it as well, like the things he was telling me, and it's good, it's good in a way, but he just fell short. Like, I think with Craig, he gets it for shots and his head goes back, but he's not hurt because Craig is one tough cookie. Like, do you know what I mean? I can remember him out in Russia. He was knocked. I'm sure he was out cold, and he was there, and the boy hit him, and he was back to normal. He's one tough cookie, Craig. Like, so, I don't think he was hurt. I think that was a bad stoppage. I watched it back, and I thought it was a bad stoppage, and I was listening to the commentators, and they had Craig down. I was thinking, Craig's up about 8 rounds here. He's not. How was he down?
Yeah.
So, but it is what it is, isn't it? Craig's style and my style we're totally different. So, I think it's going to be a totally different fight, if I'm honest. And I can see myself winning quite comfortably, if I'm honest.
Yeah, and I suppose, obviously no boxer wants to win, but no boxer wants to lose, apologies. No
I'm just going to say,
the lockdown's frying my head. no boxer wants to lose, but your fight with Joe Cordina, okay, it was a loss. Obviously, you wanted to win the fight, but obviously you've impressed Matchroom, you've impressed a lot of people with that fight, the way you fought, the performance you put on, by the fact that you were one of the chosen guys to get this opportunity. Yeah,
like I wasn't the mandatory challenger for the British title. So I think James was. He's number 3 in Britain now, but he's got a world ranking as well. But like I put on a good performance. It was just I got beat by the better man when I fought Joe. Like just skill-wise more than anything. He was just too fast on his feet. His head movement was too good. But obviously, I impressed, and they give me my shot. Like, and
yeah, because Matchroom could have
really appreciate that. Like, so
because obviously when the show was in Cardiff, you were probably one of the obvious choices. A Welsh boxer fighting in Cardiff makes sense. However, Matchroom could have picked probably any lightweight in Britain to fight in the Garden because there's going to be no crowd there. There's going to be no ticket selling. No. So you really have got this fight on your own merit.
Yeah, I think it's down to the fact as well. They know I'm not going to be blown away in one round. Do you know what I mean? It's going to be one hell of a fight. It's going to be a tear up. Like it's going to be. It is like I'm not backing down to no man. Like, do you know what I mean? I'm taking that title home with me, and I don't care who's standing the opposite. It could be any heavyweight. I don't care. Like, do you know what I mean? I'm taking that belt home with me. So I think that's down to that as well. They know the type of fighter I am, and it's going to be entertaining for the fans on who's going to be tuning in and buying. Obviously, going to be buying to watch the fights. Like,
yeah, definitely, yeah. And I just got to say, well, one of the most impressive moments in your career for me to date was when you fought Myron Mills.
Yeah.
I think the way you were able to change tactics during the fight, because I was doing the ringside for SOC on the night. Yeah. I was quite close to your corner, and then the way Tony told you got to change tactics because Myron was picking you off a little bit, but the way you were able to switch styles during the contest and totally turn it around and then just pull away to a victory in the end.
Yeah, that fight, I thought, to be honest with you, he was a big puncher as well.
Yeah, he had a big reputation.
Yeah, he was catching me with big shots, and after like the third round, I said, "Tom, I can't outbox him," because that was the first game plan, just try and pick him off with a jab, but he was on the back foot, spinning off and throwing sharp counters, and he said, "Gav, you're just gonna have to take it to him," and we know like I could probably do 20 rounds if it was a 20-round fight, so I just head down and I just took it to him, and yeah, we had a couple of plans we were going to try and do, but obviously that was working, so we stuck to that one. Yeah, and that's all down to Tony as well. Like he knew all the tactics, and he just said, "Look, this is what we got to do. This is what was going to win you the fight." And yeah, I just had to execute there.
Yeah, it was just very impressive the way you were able to change styles during a fight, because it's not easy. Well, you've seen just a great example, Sugar Ray Leonard against Roberto Duran in their first fight. Sugar Ray Leonard fought a completely wrong fight, but even a great fighter like Ray Leonard just wasn't able to change tactics during the contest.
Yeah. But we were doing it. We were doing it in sparring. We'd have different sparring partners. I think I was doing 12 rounds the one day, and we'd have like 3 different sparring partners, and one be with a come forward fighter, the other be on a back foot. So we would doing them 12 rounds. I'd have 3 different fighters coming in fresh, so I'd have to try and adapt and change with them. Like, so, that's all down to that as well, and preparing right, like, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and Gav, it's been good to catch up with you. It was nice to talk boxing with someone, because I know there's a lot of guys doing these online interviews, but I haven't really been doing many. But I've really enjoyed having a chat with you this afternoon. I apologise for people watching, because your picture looked nice and crisp and clear, whereas mine looks all fuzzy, and I'm almost like green. I'm like Yoda or someone. But
thank you very much. I really appreciate your time. Thank you very much.
Yeah, cheers, Gav. And have you got any sponsors you want to thank?
I have, but it's too many. If what I'll do is, when I share the video, I'll tag them all in. I'll tag them all in the top in the comments, because
do you still get sponsored by the pizza company?
Yeah, Nelson Pizza, but obviously I can't have that this time being. And I just had a new sponsor on board, a dessert place, Mogsy Bell up in Merthyr. So I'm a bit gutted. I'm going to take my boy up there on the weekend, though, and he can enjoy himself, and I can just watch him eating it.
All right, brilliant. All the best with the fight, Gavin. Hopefully, when you got more news, you can share it with us. And good luck on the night, mate.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Cheers, Gav. Thanks, mate.